Alright, welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. Let's see here. Looks like I got everything together here, so time to break out. Head out here. Okay, everything's cool. Get the hidey hole blocked off and find the west, which is that away actually, and get moving. Let's start off with a boat. Maybe we can go around this bit of land sticking out ahead of us here and proceed onward to the FarLands. Okay, well, let's see. The size of the world this morning, 2,609.88 megabytes. And this is the morning of the 203rd Minecraft day since leaving the spawn area. Very cool. Making some progress here on the Journey to the FarLands, raising money for Child's Play charity. A great organization that gets books, toys, games, and such into the hands of kids in children's hospitals all over the world because they need something to take the mind off of the whole hospital experience, and long hospital stays in particular are especially important in that regard because you've got issues not only of boredom, but also it helps keep them from focusing so much on the long, dreary scariness and whatnot of hospital stays and serious illnesses or other conditions that require lots of hospital time and whatnot. No good. If you've ever been in a hospital for a long time, imagine what it would be like to do that as a kid. And that's why Child's Play is doing what they're doing. And it's great. So, yeah. Working on doing that. The goal for this first season is $6,346.43, and we are currently at $164.12, which is 2.59% of the goal, and we're going to get there. And in the meanwhile, as we're getting there, we're going to continue towards the FarLands, make some progress, see some awesome terrain, and talk about assorted whatnots and stuff and things and so forths and so ons. And yeah, let's see, where's my shears? I either lost them or they broke recently. Okay. Oh, I just made a second one and there's the one that I had. Okay, fine. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to shear him and get the most wool. Well, you can see how together I am today. Isn't that just lovely? I'll take that. In any event, yes, I'm not 100% with it this morning. And if I sound a little out of breath, it's because I've been doing a bunch of coughing this morning. It's the weirdest thing, because I hadn't been doing much coughing at all today or yesterday or the day before at all. But I sit down here in front of Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 and I reach for the F12 key, which is the one that starts Fraps recording, and bang, that's when the coughing starts. And I just spent the large part of the last half an hour doing that, trying to get it out of my system, as it were, so that I could actually record without sounding like somebody that was really sick, even though I'm actually not. Yeah, you know, that sort of thing. It's one of those weird little things. It's almost as if I had an allergy to recording video, which is patently impossible and not true. because I just realized this morning that it was 6 years ago this month that I started doing vlogs. In 2009, in November 2009, I started doing vlogs. That was, no, not 6 years ago, that was 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years, right? Yeah. So, in that time, I've made over 1,700 vlog videos, or 1,700 videos on the vlog channel, and over 1,400 videos on the gaming channel, because I started doing game videos in March of 2011, so there's over 1,400 videos there, so the two together is over 3,000 videos in 7 years. I don't think I'm allergic to it, do you? Nah, couldn't be. But it kind of acts like that. You know, you go hit record and bang, that's when it starts. Whatever it is that's going to slow you down or make you wait to start recording, that's when it starts. Is when you reach for the button that starts recording. Yeah. Don't know why that is, but there you go. In any event, let's see. In a recent comment, ERL asked, "Do you fall asleep when mining?" I know I do occasionally. Well, I did answer this one in the YouTube comments, but I figured I can address it here too. Because, do I fall asleep when mining? Absolutely not. And the reason for this is that I have kind of a checklist for when I'm going to be mining. And one of the things that I'm requiring is, well, let's see. First of all, I need to have plenty of time available to dedicate to a mining session, because I don't want to go mining for just 10 or 15 minutes and then just be done with it. If I'm going to go mining, I'm going to mine for a good long while and get a good bunch of resources out of it. And so make sure I've got plenty of time. Make sure I've got all the necessary resources that I need, as resources and tools and whatnot, to do that with. And there's a number of things that I like to always have available, a list that I've developed over time. And then, of course, am I sufficiently awake? And this is important because mining when not sufficiently awake leads to the possibility of doing really annoying things like managing to step off into a puddle of lava that you should have seen was there, and you end up having one of those embarrassing tried to swim in lava moments, and that's not good. You know, not only does it set you back, it destroys pretty much all of what you had on you, including your armor, tools, weapons, gear, whatever, and all the stuff that you've mined since the last time you dropped off resources. So I don't start mining if I'm that kind of tired. And also, as I'm mining, if I start yawning, if I start feeling tired, then I need to keep alert as to how tired I am. And once I get to a point where I'm just so tired, then it's time to stop, put stuff away, log out, and either go do something else or just go take a nap, you know. Because that's one of the things that I started doing a number of years ago, is that anytime I get tired, if I feel like I'm tired enough to go take a nap, then I stop what I'm doing and I go to sleep. And I don't care what time of day or night it is. You know, I don't sleep according to a schedule by the clock. I don't say, okay, by such and such a time, I'm going to sleep. And then I'm going to get up at such and such a time, and so on and so forth. I don't live by the clock. Instead, I live by whether or not I'm tired enough to sleep. All right, let's, speaking of sleep, we'll get out there and go over here and do the, let's see, I guess you could call it an elevated sleeping platform. I need to make some more torches. I'll have to do that. Let's see. The bed, not the lava. There we go. Okay. Looks like there's plenty of water there, so I'm just going to go down here and reclaim my boat. And continue onward. Okay, oh yeah, that's right, torches. Let's see. Go ahead and get some made up here. One stack will be plenty. And somebody, and I'm sorry, I forget who, somebody mentioned that what I should go ahead and do is make some more arrows, and that would clear up a little bit of inventory slots as well. So the next time I have a workbench out, I need to try to remember to do that. Okay, anyway, let's see. Oh, brief mute. Okay, speaking of coughing situations, yeah, that's a whole lot of fun, not really. Anyway, as we continue onward, since this is, as I record this in the central U.S., this is Thanksgiving Day, the middle of it. It's about, kind of about 12:30 in the afternoon, you know, just after noon, 12:30 a.m., p.m., whatever. I always get that turned around for some reason. It's stupid, I know, but there you go. Shut up, cow. Since it is Thanksgiving Day, I thought I could, let's see, some of the things I am thankful for. And by the way, how about in the comments, let me know what kind of, you know, give me a few things that you guys are thankful for. You know, it's that holiday and it's about being thankful and whatnot. So what are you thankful for? Because I am thankful for a number of things. Let's see, not the least of which is a thing that I have said in the past, and I will repeat myself again, that while I do not and have never had the most subscribers on YouTube, I certainly have the best. And I'm saying that's just simply because it's true. And I'm also saying that because the other day was able to get a hold of a supply of propane, due in no small part to the little surprise that I got in my email the other day. When I got my email, I got a message from PayPal saying that someone had made a contribution for the purpose of propane, and that really was a surprise, because while I was recently talking about propane and the cold weather and whatnot, I certainly was not asking for anything like that. And I point that out because there has occasionally been a person saying something about how I'm always asking for donations. Well, in terms of for Child's Play charity, yes, I am. Donate to Child's Play charity. You can go to TinFoilChef.com. There's a Child's Play donation widget there where you can donate to Child's Play charity, and that money goes directly to them. You know, it doesn't go through me. I don't handle it or take it in the closet and talk dirty to it or anything like that. I just don't do anything because it goes directly to them and so on. But other than that, I try very hard to make it a point not to ask for contributions and whatnot, because I've done it in the past, quite some long time ago, actually, years, in fact, several years since I've done that, and I don't like doing it because I just don't. I don't feel right about doing that. You know, it's never sit well with me at all. So anyway, thanks to that surprise contribution, I was able to get a hold of a supply of propane. And yesterday morning, the driver pulls up at like 8 o'clock in the morning and gets my propane tank all filled up, at least as high as they will ever fill a propane tank, as propane suppliers will only fill it to 80% of its rated capacity. So anyway, I'm sitting here with 200 gallons of propane, and that's great. And so I'm very thankful for that and for that which made it possible. And on the other hand, however, I am not very thankful for the uncooperative nature of pilot lights, specifically lighting said pilot lights. Now, having lived in this house for a good long while, like 15 years or so, I think, you know, well, I moved in December of 2001, and I'm still here, so a good 15 years living here, dealing with pilot lights for hot water heaters and pilot light for the furnace and so on. I know how to do it, and I've been doing it for years. Pilot light goes out occasionally for whatever reason, either for random reasons or for some kind of part failure reason, like a thermocouple goes out or something, or for reasons of running out of propane and having to relight the pilot light once you finally have a supply of it. And so I spent all day and all night, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, at least once an hour, I was trying to get that pilot light lit on both the hot water heater and the furnace, neither one of which will light. Now, this is some serious adding insult to injury. Finally, I have the fuel, and the bloody thing won't light. Now, the furnace is the old style thing where you switch the control over to pilot, and you hold the red button in, and you take a match or a lighter to the pilot light assembly itself to light the pilot light. And yeah, I don't know why it is I have so much trouble getting that thing lit. It's really not very complicated. And in with the hot water heater. This is a somewhat more modern unit that again, you switch the control to the pilot position, and then you press that control in, and then there is an igniter button, because it uses one of those piezoelectric things to create a spark. So you don't have to get inside the thing, reach into it with a long match or a long nose lighter or something like that. You just press the button and it sparks, and you do that a few times, and it one of them catches, and the thing lights up. You know, real easy and simple. Couldn't ask for it to be easier, except when it doesn't work. I must have tried getting that thing lit something in the neighborhood of 30 or 35 times yesterday, and several more times so far today, and it is still not lit. So still, I'm sitting here with a full supply of propane, and nothing is willing to use it at the moment. And, you know, really dirt simple. Very simple and easy to do, but I guess that doesn't count when it doesn't want to, or something like that. Okay, I know the machine is not conscious or sentience or anything like that, and there is no want to, don't want to with machines, at least not really, although sometimes it seems like it. But it's one of those things that make you want to scream. I finally got what you need, and now you're not going to use it. Thank you for nothing. But I know that eventually, sooner or later, even if it is eventually required to call somebody that knows how to fix the blasted thing, then it will get going. Oh, okay. So I am thankful to have the fuel supply, because it will eventually get going one way or the other, and that's going to be most welcome as the deep winter approaches. Okay, in any event, moving on from that, because I could probably rant about that thing that has annoyed me very greatly recently for a very long time, and probably alienate viewers doing it. Unless, of course, you find that sort of thing funny. Another thing that I am thankful for is that, because the way this worked out, you see, I had been saving money towards the idea of getting some propane. I didn't have a whole lot saved up, but I had some that was going to go towards getting propane, even if all I got was a minimum buy, a minimum purchase, and go from that. As it turned out, it was a good thing that I had that in addition to the gift for propane, because another wonderful thing that happened Tuesday, actually, was that I discovered just exactly how totally used up my car battery is, or was. And now, here's the funny thing. I bought this car battery, presumably a new battery, about 2.5 years ago. And I know it was 2.5 years ago because I had to, I had to kind of dip into reserves and use overdraft to cover it, and that caused me a bunch of financial problems. But what are you going to do? When you need it, you need it. And so I did eventually get that battery then. All right, let's pop this down here and get some boats. Need to get some logs sometime soon. And let's go ahead and get some of these arrows. Do I really want more than a stack of arrows? You know, I think not. So we'll take the extra there and just ditch it. And I'm going to ditch the feather, and I'm going to go ahead and waste the sticks. I don't care, because I have a full stack of torches. I have a full stack of arrows. The torches I use fairly often. The arrows I really don't need that much more of. And I'm even going to waste a boat going over there. I don't care. Onward. Okay, so, but what it turned out was I was out at the store picking up some things for, doing some shopping for today, in fact. And I finish my shopping, I come out of the store, I get in the car, I turn the key, and all I hear is that dreaded clicking sound. You know the one that I mean, where the solenoid kicks in and does its thing, does the thing that is supposed to cause the starter to engage, and the starter just kind of sits there and says, huh? What? You want me to do what? Ha 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 ha, no thank you. Yeah, beautiful. And so there was an individual that saw me, a guy there in one of those big diesel-powered pickup trucks, and he saw me having trouble, and he comes over and gives me a jump. And that was a good thing, useful, because it got the car started so that I could get home. And as he was doing this, he looks at the battery and he notes the stickers and such on it. And he tells me that, I was actually lucky that this battery lasted as long as it did, because it was from March of 2009. Now, bear in mind that I said previously that I had bought this battery 2.5 years ago, which is considerably after 2009. As a matter of fact, since 2009, that battery that was replaced the other day that was like the third battery I've had since 2009. And when I bought that one in 2009, it was advertised as a 2-year battery, as in a battery with a 2-year warranty, which of course ran out slightly before the battery did. Isn't that how it works? And but you see, the main thing is, when I bought the battery, I had the understanding, it was clear to me at least, I thought it was clear to everybody else, that what I was buying was a new battery. I know better. I do not buy secondhand batteries unless it is a situation where I absolutely have no choice. However, I don't even know where to get secondhand batteries around here. I have been fortunate in that respect. So, I very much try not to buy secondhand car batteries. It's never a good idea. And so I was buying a new battery. And I I expected to get a new battery, and I thought that I had a new battery. It looked all nice and clean and whatnot, like a new battery does. But at the time, I hadn't noticed the stickers, you know. But the guy who told me how old the battery was, you know, I said, wait a minute, no, that can't be. I bought this battery 2 years ago and it was new. But he points to the battery and he shows me the sticker on the battery that says 9/03, 2009, March. Yeah. Needless to say, I wasn't exceedingly thrilled by that revelation. And so I went to get a new battery, and I made it a point, because of this, I have become that much more untrusting of people's and mechanics in general and so on. And so I went to get the new battery, and I stayed out where I could watch what was happening in the shop and where I could watch what was done on the car. And I made sure that, yes, indeed, they actually removed the old battery and they brought a new battery in that looked quite new and so on. Of course, I thought the old one looked new, so what do I really know? You know. And I watched them put it in. And when they were finished and I could get over close to the car, because they don't want you actually in the service bay area for insurance reasons. And as soon as I could, I went over to that thing and I checked the assorted stickers and such on it. And this one, where the other one had one that said 09/13, or 9/13, whatever, this one announced itself as 11/16. So it is definitely new. And once again, here we are fixing up the overnight hidey hole for between episodes. And again, I am wondering, will the pickaxe and the shovel survive this whole thing? When are they going to break? Because both of them are going to break soon. Oh, there goes the pickaxe. And there goes the shovel. Okay, well, let's put some lights up here. Throw down a crafting table. And yeah, now I know I should have kept some of the sticks as it turned out. But that's all right. A new shovel and a new pickaxe. And yes, I'm going to continue using diamond for as long as I have it. All right, now let's get the bed down. Break that. And I'm going to make one more boat. And 3 more beds. All right, there we go. We're all set, ready to go for next time. And I guess this is the part where I get all donatory driven thing and say be sure to check out TinFoilChef.com. There's a link at the top of the site to the Journey to the FarLands page, and there and on the rest of the site for that matter is a widget for Child's Play Charity where you can donate to Child's Play Charity to help them in their quest to get books and toys and games to kids and children's hospitals and make those long hospital stays full of all this scary procedures and massive boredom something bearable. In the meantime, Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.